So we're lying on our side, head is supported with the bottom arm, and mouth is open and soft. And then our hands are out in front of the heart, palm to the floor, and just begin to reach forward and then pull back. And we're working with the shoulder blade. So we'll do this just about 5 or 6 times. The number really doesn't matter. I just want to get in touch with that movement of the shoulder blade. Releasing. And you might feel your hips moving a little bit. You might not. That's okay. Just sort of notice what's happening. All right. And then we find that neutral position again. And we're going to be dragging our hand. We'll start with maybe a quarter rainbow and then work it up to a half a rainbow. And remember, the hand never lifts off the ground. So you want to keep that hand fully supported on the ground. And we begin to let yourself open further just as you are ready. So if you notice you're wanting to open a little bit more, go ahead. Keep it a very rhythmic motion. And you might even coordinate this with your breath. As you inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, opening. Exhale, close. Remember, if it's not available to you with your shoulder to go over the head, then dragging the arm across the body is a great substitute. So you can just drag it right across the body. And again, feel how it's fully supported. And let's do this about 4 or 5 more times. So we're beginning to open up fully, chest towards the sky. Maybe that left shoulder or the right shoulder touches the floor, whichever the top side shoulder touches the floor as we open. Maybe not. Of course, I lost count. Let's do one more. And on the next opening, let's find a place to stay. And remember that top shoulder, if it's hanging out at all or the elbow, move the arm down so it becomes supported. It can be hand on the rib cage or open. And check back into the jaw. So our jaw is fascially connected to our pelvis and our psoas. And remember, or if we've talked about this at all, our psoas muscle is that primary sympathetic nervous system muscle. When we become startled, anxious, stressed, we take that in the hips, we absorb it. It starts there right in the psoas, right in the hips. And so with this exercise, we can maybe feel any tightness through the hip or tightness in the jaw and be aware of the connection. Because this is an exercise in releasing the psoas as well. Very different from the shaking that we've done, the psoas shaking. And then we're going to close back over. So again, find a way to bring your hand over fully supported. So sliding it down towards the hips and then sliding it over the body. And come back into our C curve on that same side. And then we'll change side. Just roll over to the opposite side. And we'll begin again, supporting the head with the bottom arm, hand out in front, and then reaching forward as you become ready. Just reaching forward. We'll do this 5 or 6 times, focusing on the scapula. Feel the scapula move forward or towards the outside laterally and then back medially towards the spine. Gotta get my anatomy verbs in here, right? I remember my anatomy lingo. Lateral, medial.
Things and stuff work also.
Yeah, that works too. Okay, a couple more, just reaching straight out from the heart. And then we'll begin to our arm arcing, so dragging. And you start with just a quarter rainbow, half a rainbow. If you're imagining a crayon in your hand, color this time. Or maybe each time you go a different color, so you're drawing the chakra rainbow perhaps. And taking your time to open. There's no hurry to get to that full rainbow. And that full opening. Just allow your body to go very naturally. And remember the option of just dragging the hand across the chest rather than arcing it. This is a great option. The head stays fully supported. And you can feel the head rolling open. Rolling on the mat or supported by your hand. And let's do 3 or 4 more as we begin to get towards that top shoulder towards the floor. And maybe you'll notice the gaze going in the opposite direction. Just again, notice what you can notice without expectation, without judgment. Just like that, isn't that interesting? And so when you're ready, we're gonna open up and hold and find a position where, so if the arm is hanging and unsupported, let's move it to a position where it's fully supported. Check back in with the jaw. Let the lower jaw soften. Let the mouth open. And then we're gonna go back over to that side we just came from. Roll back over again, support the arms. And we're gonna move into our amoeba type movement. So now both hands go together, arcing above the body, and then allow the feet to follow. It is very heavy and soft at the same time, if that makes sense. Moving from side to side. Let the mouth open. It became the sexy amoeba because you're feeling kind of sultry. Give us your full sultry. And you might roll off your mat, that's okay. I know they mop this floor every time. Nice and clean. How's this feeling?
Juicy.
Juicy, I like it.
Can you go both knees to the right and hands to the left?
You can. You can do anything you want.
I'm fine with that. That's my mantra.
Just I guess the most important thing is just allow your body to go where it wants to go. Trying not to force it. Just notice the natural movement. And now to end position, you can just kind of open into an open position if that feels good, like a shavasana, or sometimes it feels more comfortable to roll into that C curve because it's a little more protected. And this is a very exposing and vulnerable exercise, and coming into a C curve is a really nice way to close this as well. So be guided by whatever your body wants to do. So either coming into a C curve and just pausing, or maybe rolling onto your back into Shavasana. Have fun with that.